Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial I wanted to show you a stitch. You might do with this stitch a scarf, a blanket, a hat, whatever you want to do. The stitch is reversible, front and back. It's the same. It's very nice, very easy to do. Well, it's gonna eat some yarn, you know, this stitch. So if you like to do something, I think I'm just gonna say stitch a scarf stitch tutorial. You can this scarf is very short, it's not long. I think I'm just gonna put this together like this, and then I'm gonna make it into an infinity scarf. If you want just like a normal scarf, then you're gonna do just that. It's very easy, this stitch, and it's beautiful, especially if you have a soft, a little bit thick yarn. It's gonna look really nice. This yarn for this sample of this scarf, I worked with a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, and the sample that I'm gonna show you now to do this, how to do the stitch, I'm gonna use 4.0 millimeter crochet hook. But the scarf, it's really nice. You can do a hat, and it's thick because, well, in a way they look like puffs. Yeah, it's really nice. I think this stitch, it's called the flies stitch, something like that. Okay, now this for this stitch we're gonna chain multiples of 7 plus 3 more. So I chain multiples of 7 here. I'm gonna chain 3 more. So 1, 2 and 3. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna skip the first 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th chain, yarn over the hook, we're gonna go into that 4th chain, and we're gonna pick up a loop, yarn over the hook, move to the next chain, pick up a loop, yarn over the hook, go to the next, this is the 3rd, move to the next, 4th, 5th, and into the 6th chain. So now yarn over, you're gonna pull the yarn through all these loops, not the last one. Yeah? Now yarn over and pull the yarn through the last 2, and it's gonna make this. Yeah? Chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Into the next chain we're gonna do a slip stitch. The first row is a little bit, well, not so comfortable, but after this first row everything is gonna be okay. Now we're gonna chain 3, and again into the next 6 chains we're gonna pick up loops. Yeah, so yarn over the hook, you're gonna move to the first chain, you're gonna go in there, pick up a loop, yarn over the hook, move to the next chain, pick up a loop. So this is the 3rd chain, 4th, okay, yarn over the hook, move to the 5th chain, pick up a loop, yarn over the hook, move to the 6th one, pick up a loop, and now yarn over and pull the yarn through all these loops, not the last one on the hook. And if you can give her a tag a little bit like this, just to close this shell in a way. So yarn over and pull the yarn to the last 2. You're gonna chain 3, and into the next chain we're gonna do a slip stitch. Chain 3, and we're gonna do like this. We're gonna alternate until we finish this row. So now into the next 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're gonna start pulling up loops. So yarn over the hook, move to the next chain, pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, move to the next chain, pull up a loop, next chain, pull up a loop, and so on until you go through the 6 ones. Yeah. So yeah, now yarn over and pull the yarn through all the loops. Not the last one. Yeah. Well, like I said, the first row it's a little bit not so comfortable. So then yarn over and pull the yarn to the last two, chain 3, and you're gonna be left with one chain. And into this last chain we're gonna do a slip stitch. Okay, now you're gonna chain 3. You're always gonna chain 3 when you reach the end and you turn your work. It's gonna look like this. So one side, when you start now, is gonna have this, but when you finish, it's not gonna have this 3. Whatever, how many you're gonna make. Yeah. So now we have the chain 3 space here, the first and the second. Yarn over the hook. We're gonna go into the first 3 chain space, and you're gonna start pulling up loops. So once, go back again, second, yarn over the hook, third, yarn over the hook, and the 4th time. Yeah. And now yarn over, and you're gonna pull the yarn through all the loops, not this one. Then yarn over, pull the yarn to the last 2, chain 3. And now where we have this, the shell, let's say, and the eye right here, the circle, we're gonna go in there into that circle, and we're gonna do a slip stitch. Yeah, well, this the first let's say the first 2 rows, they're a little bit not so comfortable, but after that it's okay. Even this row, it's a little bit easy. Then you're gonna chain 3, and now you have chain 3 space here and another 3 chain space. We're gonna work with these 2 3 chain spaces. So yarn over the hook, we're gonna go to the first 3 chain space, and we're gonna do the same 4 times. So once, twice, the 3rd and the 4th, yarn over the hook, and now we're gonna move to the next 3 chain space, and we're gonna do the same once, twice, 3 and 4. Now yarn over and pull the yarn through all the loops, not the last one. Then pull the yarn to the last 2, chain 3. And now we have this shell, let's say, and we have the circle in the middle right there, right here. So we're gonna go there, and we're gonna do a slip stitch. Chain 3. And now again, yarn over the hook, we have the next 3 chain space here. So we're gonna do the same like we did here. So you go into the first 3 chain space, pick up a loop, yarn over the hook, go back again into the space, pull up a loop, and you're gonna do like this 4 times. Yarn over the hook, we're gonna move to the next 3 chain space, so we're gonna do the same. And one more time, yarn over and pull the yarn through all the loops, and the last 2, and chain 3. And now again we have this, let's say, the shell, and into the eye, the circle right there, we're gonna do a slip stitch. Chain 3, and we have here the chain. So yarn over the hook, we started with the we went 4 times in here in the beginning, so we're gonna do the same into this chain space right there. So yarn over the hook, go into that space, and you pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, 2nd time, 3rd and 4th, pull the yarn through all the loops, pull the yarn to the last 2, chain 3. So one row, this stitch has only 2 rows repeat in a way. So one row you're gonna start with going only 4 times in the beginning and at the end, and now the next row you're gonna have these 2 chain spaces. So you're gonna start with joining these 2. Yeah. So yarn over the hook, you go into the first 3 chain space, and you do the same once, twice, third and fourth, yarn over the hook, move to the next 3 chain space and do the same. Once, twice, third and fourth, pull the yarn through all the loops, pull the yarn to the last 2, chain 3. So now we have the eye, the circle right here, so we're gonna go into that and we're gonna do a slip stitch, chain 3, and again we have the 2 chain spaces in which we're gonna go 4 times. Once, twice, 3 and 4th, yarn over the hook, and now we're gonna move to the next 3 chain space and we're gonna do the same. Pull the yarn through all the loops, the last 2, chain 3. So now next we have the circle, the puffs where we put them together, and we're gonna do a slip stitch, chain 3, and again we have the 2 chain spaces, so I'm gonna do the same. Once, twice, third and fourth, yarn over the hook, and we're gonna move to the next 3 chain space. Okay, pull the yarn through all the loops, pull the yarn to the last 2, chain 3, and now at the end we have only one set of when the previous row, for example, and we went only 4 times, so we have the eye right there, so we're gonna just go in there and do a slip stitch, chain 3, and now you're gonna have the row in which you're gonna start into the first 3 chain space with going only 4 times, because the next we have the circle right here in which we do the slip stitch. Yeah, so you have the row with that you're gonna go only 4 times into the first 3 chain space. So once and 4th, pull the yarn through all those loops, last 2, chain 3. Okay, and now the next we have the circle right here, and we're gonna do a slip stitch, chain 3. It's a very easy stitch. So now next we have the 2 chain space in which we're gonna go in each 3 chain space 4 times. Yarn over the hook, move to the next 3 chain space and do the same. Second, third and fourth, pull the yarn through all the loops, pull the yarn to the last 2, chain 3. And the next we have the circle right here, so we're gonna go in there and we're gonna do a slip stitch, chain 3, yarn over the hook, and we have the 2 chain spaces, four times, and you move to the next 3 chain space and do the same. Pull the yarn through all the loops, last 2, chain 3. So now next you have the circle right here, so you're gonna do a slip stitch, chain 3, and because we start the row into the first 3 chain space going 4 times, we're gonna finish the same into this chain space, yarn over the hook, in there we're gonna do only 4 times. We're gonna go once, twice, 3 and 4th, pull the yarn through all the loops, last 2, chain 3, and you're gonna be doing like this. Now the next row you're gonna start with the first 2 chain spaces here, so in each one you're gonna go 4 times. The next is the slip stitch, and the next are the 2 chain spaces, and the next is the slip stitch, and at the end the 2 chain spaces, and on top right here you're gonna do a slip stitch. Then you're gonna chain 3 and you're gonna repeat with a row. In the first 3 chain space you're gonna go only 4 times, and then you do the slip stitch. It's a very easy stitch, goes really fast, I can tell you, builds really fast, especially if you work with a thicker yarn. It's gonna go really fast. So for a scarf, a hat, a blanket, whatever you want to do, it's gonna be nice. But like I said, you have in the beginning these things here at the bottom. Well, when you finish, you're gonna have this, yeah. So I will put this together like this, and I'm gonna transform this into a infinity scarf, which it's not so long. I like my infinity scarves to be on my neck, not hanging. Yeah. So this is the stitch. It's really nice, and like I said, it's reversible. It's the same front and back. So if you like to work with this stitch, give it a try. You might really enjoy doing this. And it's thick, as you can see. It's thick, it's warm. Well, they look like puffs, so this is gonna be warm. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Give it a try to this stitch. Bye bye.